device is almost ready. Okay, that should definitely contain whatever the hell that stuff is to Earth. If it hasn't even gone that far yet, I hope it hasn't gone that far. Then knowing my luck.
Hey!
Bruh.
Buddy?
What did you break?
So I thought, you don't know this, but the way my powers work, if I move two objects, as opposed to me just going here, I can move another object in my
Oh, the
place.
same or similar mass.
And don't worry about it. I'll get it
What
back
did you
here.
move exactly?
Well, it turns out it doesn't need to be the same. Any mass will do, more than just an atom of air, for instance, like more than just an electron. I can move, like, that's what I usually do, but it was a piece of this broken motherboard over here. Was in there in that server rack. I just took that, and it was broken before I touched it, so I'm sure it's fine.
What the hell do you want?
Just gonna, check in on what's going on with our whole thing. I'm trying to get back on my feet, and I figure being focused and locked in will help out a lot, so we'll just do that.
What do you exactly want?
To help, clearly.
I'm in the process of making a device that can possibly contain whatever negative energy there is and keep it on Earth. Instead of spreading out quickly, which I'm seeing right now, it very much has taken over a couple states.
Okay. That's not good.
No, it's not good.
So that's at least the entire continental US.
Not yet. It's taken over most of the Midwestern front.
Has it gotten to LA yet?
Not yet.
It was in Utah, right? So it's kind of scary if it goes toward LA. It's close by.
Not yet.
Okay. So what's the next step?
Well, not much is changing. Next step is to find that other puppet figure, then kill them.
Easier said than done. I don't think either you or me have the power for that.
Oh, no. You certainly have the power for that.
Sure. Yeah, right now I totally have the power for that. Totally. Obviously. Yeah.
What?
I don't know, just how's it going for you?
It's not going great. Right now, I don't know where that other puppet is. They could be still traveling here, or maybe they're still on that Earth. Right now, satellite coverage isn't exactly helping, seeing as it's broken and apart.
Yeah. Right.
And I'll just put it very plainly and bluntly. This, you're gonna need help with. More than just yourself.
I kind of figured I would, yeah. That's why I got you, obviously.
Oh, no. I'm the eye in the sky. You're gonna go down there, aren't you?
Well, I'm gonna have to eventually, right? Who else can I do with me, though?
And you're gonna need some backup. I'm not gonna come down with you.
I mean, fair. I probably shouldn't bring Foxy.
The Gator.
Okay. The Gator, yeah.
I hate that one so much, but I can at least admit that they're a much better fighter than they give off.
Right. Speaking of, what is it with you and, really just not getting along with anybody?
Getting along with anybody?
Yeah.
I don't like getting along with people who throw negative star power in a dimension just to see what'll happen.
That's not what happened.
Or idiotic.
The condescension is not really helping you right now. I'm just, look, it wasn't to see what would happen. It was to prevent an astral from deleting Earth, like the planet.
Right. Yeah. And this is leading to something far worse than them just deleting this damn planet.
Well, that's why I got you on the case this time. Despite your condescension.
I don't have to like you.
And massive ego.
Or Montgomery. Or either the Celestial family.
But you do like somebody, right? Go with that. This reminds me so much of when I first met you. There's no lobby, and I was just sitting there like this, and you just appeared behind me. Remember that? It was good times.
It was you this time.
You were creepy back then,
And I had the star power.
Yeah. Anyway,
I wonder what exactly happened or changed between then and now. Now you have power. Were you hiding it back then, or were you just ignoring its presence?
Eclipse, I've always had that power.
Yeah.
You asked a question, but you know the answer to it, don't you? You already knew the answer to that question.
So why were you ignoring it?
I don't know. Why are you ignoring star power now, for the most part?
I don't want to touch it anymore.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
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 You asked me a question, I'll ask you one too. How about that?
Name one instance where star power has actually been useful.
I'm sure you could have thought of something for that answer about a year ago, honestly.
The only time it's ever been useful is in the creation of things.
So what would you have said?
Stars. They've made things. All things.
What would you have said was a use of star power, just off the cuff, something small, not creation and everything, just something small?
Small? You can make anything out of it, practically.
Okay. So,
Well,
and you don't use it now, why?
There might be some certain people that don't want you to touch it.
Okay. So there's downsides.
When isn't there downsides to that sort of power?
Say that again.
What was the downside with your power?
You have to ask.
I'd like to know.
Golden Freddy and I aren't quite the same. But you knew that.
No, the guys are not. You come from something a bit more ancient, technically. And him?
Guardians aren't the same dimension by dimension. But one thing that's pretty obvious is that when a Guardian gets involved and has to use their powers actively, they kind of lose touch of who they are. Does that make sense?
So you're scared of losing yourself?
Myself. Those I care about. I would see them as nothing more than pawns. Pieces on a chessboard. Parts of a strategy game that I'm just playing.
And Golden's more than lost it at this point.
Right now, Golden's going through a lot. But his hands-off approach has kept him pretty well grounded. He's losing that, to be fair. If I went around Eclipse doing everything, I could live that life. I probably could. But I wouldn't be puppet anymore. I wouldn't even be... Well, I'd lose that part of me.
Oh, right.
I would just exist to make the right decisions. Like a hand, some god. I would delete people.
Like how you killed Blood Moon?
Yes. I tried with every fiber of my being to give that monster a chance.
You know, I created him, right?
Yeah?
I can tell you from experience right now. If he wanted to change, he would have. But he didn't.
No, I kind of gathered that.
He very much chose to keep the same.
A lot of people don't agree with that decision, or what you're saying.
I don't care what they say.
Whatever Ruin did to remake him may have given something different, but we don't know. The end of the point isn't Blood Moon. The point is that I've not used that power. Well, I used it on... My dimension won't have a Monty.
You mean it won't have one that comes back like the others?
Probably shouldn't. He fell into a state of disrepair, and he was a good friend of mine, so I put him.
Then consider that a good show of faith. Actually, that isn't what I thought about.
That was my first use in over 30 years. When I visited my home the first time a few months ago.
Shh. Sorry to cut you off, and I just began thinking a little bit. Remember how Ruin destroyed 5,000 something dimensions?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna hate what I have to say. If this thing cannot get kept under order, there is one way we can certainly kill that puppet. And, well, it might even kill you. Who knows? But we can destroy that
You're
dimension.
not serious.
Am I not? That thing, whatever that dimension is, if it gets out of hand.
We don't know the ramifications of his decision fully yet.
Look around. At this point, we would have felt it right now.
The moment it happened, I felt something terrible.
Oh, of course you did. It felt like you had your heart ripped out.
You think there isn't a possible ripple effect?
Oh, there certainly is. And I think I might have found something about that.
What's your logic? One more drop in the ocean? What's one more dimension, right?
That thing. We don't know what it'll do.
I didn't come to you to ask you to delete a dimension.
You came to me for a freaking solve. You came to me for answers. This is me giving you options. If it gets out of it, it might just be easier to destroy that dimension entirely. Because at the end of the day, one dimension is better than 1,000 more, right? I mean, that was his logic.
You're an idiot if you think anybody will let us do that.
Name one thing.
Foxy, Monty.
No, not them. Name one thing bad that'll happen if we destroy your dimension.
We don't know yet.
It's dead. Nothing's living there except those corrupted versions of yourselves.
And you delete my dimension, what happens to me, huh?
That's the thing, I don't know. What does happen to a being with cosmic power like you? Do you remain? Does your body continue forward?
Do the astrals remain? Do the guardians of other dimensions remain at all?
Oh, of course they would. You've only destroyed those ones in certain dimensions.
Does the creator of those dimensions exist anymore?
I've tried finding them. I've only ever found 3.
Wow.
Granted, there's probably more, but the ones that I did find are either too dumb or too broken to do anything.
And all the other ones that are actually smart and brilliant,
Probably gone.
who could have probably just made themselves like me, power-wise, knowledge-wise, are what? Gone.
Yeah.
You're asking me to delete myself.
I'm asking you to consider every other dimension.
I will ask Ruin about this.
I don't know what negative dimensions will do. Maybe it'll just start eating dimension after dimension up if it spreads far enough.
Well, then let's just maybe get some more knowledge first, because it's quite unlike you to maybe make an assumption like that at this stage, isn't
You're
it?
right. It's not an assumption, it's just a fact. Negative star power wants to feast on things. There's nothing to eat in that dimension.
How can it possibly break down a dimensional wall and get through somewhere else?
Are you kidding me?
Is there any precedent to that happening?
You're joking,
Besides us
right?
doing it ourselves?
Look at me. Are you joking?
Me one occasion where that happened before.
You have a mixture of negative star power there. Don't you? Coming from all sorts of different dimensions. Built up into one palmable place.
Because of the actions of somebody, not because the star power made itself here.
And you don't think it wants to go home?
It hasn't tried yet.
Yet. Because it's stuck on Earth. And it will spread fast.
It's contained in the core. If it wasn't, it wouldn't have been Insta-Trace. He wouldn't have even lived past the first test.
You're right. It would take a creator to figure out how to do that. There's no core where it is.
Then the star power that's in that dimension won't... You're making assumptions on something that you don't even know anything about.
I know
I
plenty
will
of
ask
star
for help.
power.
I will get people to help me. And I will ask Ruin about his device. And for your sake, I hope it's gone.
I certainly hope so as well. But then again, always worth keeping our options open.
Yeah. Want your motherboard back?
I don't care about a broken motherboard.
Good.
Unless I can solder the pieces somehow. Can I help you?
Maybe.
Ah, are you here to either beat me up, kill me, or in some way ask for progress?
Kinda.
You cannot. I asked you 3 questions and you said kinda.
I want to do all of those things, honestly. What are you doing?
Just dark sun. Let's see if my little bots have found anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
And they have not.
Your dimensional destroyer machine.
Ah.
What are you used for that? Where is it? What did you do with it?
Where is it? I've more or less abandoned it into the far reaches of space. Not of this dimension, of course. Far, far, far from here, in some other dimension in which I will not tell you.
Find it.
No. I'm sorry, is this the part where you threaten me and I submit to your will? I will not be telling you where it is.
Why did you throw it away?
Once its job was completed, I didn't wish to do anything else with it. That's surprising.
Why not destroy it?
Destroy it. It will surely destroy itself soon enough. Then again, perhaps it's already destroyed. I'm uncertain what they've done with it, to be honest.
They?
Moon.
Our moon?
Yes, our moon.
He knows where it is?
Perhaps. Then again, he's more than likely destroyed it given his predestitutes.
When I say our moon, you don't mean the one that...
The one we currently have. Yes.
Okay.
Not the one that went insane. Hmm?
Yes, wherever the hell he is, wherever he's doing, I don't know what he's doing. Doesn't matter right now.
Ah.
What matters is that machine.
Why do you want to know about it? You did not seem interested in it whatsoever.
There is a dimension we might need to look at getting rid of.
I'm not doing that for you.
And what's stopping you now?
I completed my goal.
I thought your goal was the greater good.
My goal was killing the creator.
For what reason?
Oh, you poor soul. You didn't really understand what I was doing, did you?
You got rid of the creator because they're all gonna be just as bad. I already asked you this, you answered it.
I did.
So, I guess my real question is, why are you against doing something good, quote unquote, again?
Extreme measures are for extreme circumstances. Is this an extreme circumstance?
Yes. Because everything in this world has a very real chance of being destroyed.
Destroyed?
If something gets here, we don't have a choice. So, what do you have, and how can I get it?
You won't. And to tell you the truth, I will not allow anybody to take away that bit of knowledge from me. I've made a very concerted effort to even wipe it from my memories. The blueprints, the ship itself, the coordinates for it, exactly. I do not want anybody to touch it.
But Boone knows.
Of course he figured it out. And I imagine he destroyed it. What other purpose would Moon have of it? There's something you're not telling me.
Just when I think you might actually be useful.
Oh, no, I can be useful, but there's something you're not telling me.
We put negative star power in my home dimension, which was dead, mind you. And it caused a little bit of a problem. Now, let's see, how smart are you?
A negative deficit.
And?
A negative deficit like that, your dimension was dead.
Yes.
Oh.
So what happened?
I can only gather so much. Without observing it myself, of course.
But you can make a good guess, can't you?
I'm going to make a very concerted guess that things did not exactly end well there.
No. So, if it gets out of control, it would be in our best interest
to get rid of it.
That we remove the problem.
Remove the cancer. Do you understand what this might mean for you, yes?
I've already talked with somebody about it, yeah.
Now, my only other question that remains to be seen is simple and such. What are you exactly?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh no, wouldn't like to know. I need to know now.
No,
Because if you are normal, then you can say goodbye to this place and everyone else.
You want me to give you information when you give me nothing?
I am telling you. We can trade.
That's a very interesting idea.
Then we can trade if you so wish. But I am growing tired of killing people.
The exact location of that machine. And maybe I'll consider it. How about that?
Either you tell me or you don't get it.
Oh, well.
Your loss.